Good afternoon. It's Monday, July 20th. It's 5:30 PM. I'm going to call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order. I have a full board here tonight. I have two Steves. I have an Ann, a Jenny, and an Andy. Steve Heath, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we're going to jump around a little bit. We're going to go to new business first thing. We're going to go to the tax deeding. It's all yours.
Perfect, we can do that. All right, so I gave you the packets. And we're really only gonna go over the first two sheets. The rest of it is just the backup material. And I'm gonna go by parcel ID. So if you look at the very first person or the first property, their parcel ID is 50. Everybody see that?
Yep.
And we're good? Okay. So the way that this works is we lien once a year in April. And so that means that if they have any unpaid property tax from the year before, we put a lien on it and I record it in the registry of deeds. And if they do not pay that off within 3 years and 1 day, then the select board has the choice to deed it.
3 years and 1 day from when?
From when I lien it. So I lien in April.
Okay, that's right, yeah,
And I deed in August.
okay.
Thank you. There's,
Yes.
okay, good. Calendar is good all the time.
I got a question.
You have a yes.
So when you put a lien on it,
Yeah,
that means that they haven't paid their tax for that previous year.
yes.
Is there any interest penalty that is attached to that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
There's 8%.
right?
And then for me to record it, there's an additional fee. And then when I send out this notice, there's an additional $22 put on.
So when they pay up that year, they pay what they owed plus whatever interest accrued during that period of time.
Yes, and the lien and the fee for me to record it at the registry.
Mhm.
Yes. So this meeting, what I'm doing now is I'm just letting you know that these are the properties that have not paid their taxes in full from 3 years and 1 day ago. So parcel ID 50, and if you can see, they owe the very last bit. So you can see the principal that they owed was $3,983.73. And then the full amount with the interest is $4,865.75. I'm not gonna read all the numbers every time.
No.
I'm just showing you the columns.
Yeah.
Okay, the other fees in this 48?
Yep,
Okay.
all the
Interest
total,
plus fees.
everything
Okay.
is in that last column.
Okay.
So, anyway, this person, has already communicated with me and they typically, they have historically paid before the end of July. So their name will drop off the list, and as the list gets updated, I will continue to update you as well. The next parcel ID 1735 is a campground site, not at our campground. this person, this is at, what is that one called?
Amesburg.
Yeah, there you go, thanks. This person signed up to stay at Amesbrook, canceled, and has never stayed one night in Ashland ever. I legally do not change names or addresses in the tax program. I have our assessors or assessing assistants do that. That is separation of church and state. We don't cross that bridge ever. Anyway, I do not know how this person got back on the list or how they made it on the list, why they stayed on the list. At any rate, the total principal that they owe, and I can pass it around, is $174.08 because they were put back onto the taxes for another year.
Yeah, beyond this one.
It shouldn't be.
You're correct, they should not be, and I don't know how they got back on there. I do know that the list is provided to the town by someone else. And I'm, again, not the one that is responsible for updating and maintaining the,
So who is? Responsible?
tax. So Patsy used to do it,
Okay. Gotcha.
and then when I started, C&P helped me by doing it a little bit. And Jane is the one that primarily does it now. But campgrounds are weird. And quite frankly, kind of nightmarish. So the CNP are still the ones that keep that updated.
So if somebody stays at a campground,
Mm-hmm.
the camper is responsible for it and not the owner of the campground?
Correct. And if they, whoever's name is on that parcel after April 1st can't be changed.
It'd be seasonal sites though, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not daily sites.
Not weekend trippers.
No.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
So,
Whoever stays there for the whole season.
so are you saying right now we don't have a solution to fix this for any future incidents?
We do. We just can't do anything about this particular
This one.
human being for right now.
I get that, but it could be the human or some other human next year. We don't want it to be a recurring issue. This could is.
I can only work with the data that is provided to me by the campground owner. And if that data is not correct, I am not responsible for that.
Okay.
So the campground owner owns the land
Mm-hmm.
and people rent it out for whatever period of time.
The whole season.
And so if there were 10 sites that were not rented out, does the owner pay that property
Correct.
tax? Okay.
Yes.
So there's a tax bill assessed for each site,
Mm-hmm.
an individual tax bill for each site, or
I believe,
I'm just trying to understand,
I don't know.
okay,
From my understanding is I believe the campground owner pays for the property because the property they own the property. The camper is paying taxes on their deck, on their camper, on
improvements,
their things.
not the land, but improvements.
Sure.
Okay, so the campground pays the property taxes on all the land that they own.
Mhm.
And then the property tax for whatever is on that
Yes.
property is paid by whoever is
correct,
the camper is.
But not the camper itself,
correct,
What's that?
The seasonal renter.
yes.
Right,
but not the camper, because the camper pays taxes. Else and like,
I didn't hear your question.
okay, you're doing site improvements like decks,
Mhm.
but not the actual camper. Is that how that works? The actual camper is movable.
yeah, but they're paying,
But if they
They're
didn't
paying for the
register
camper.
their
Property
camper,
tax on the
if they
camper.
didn't
Well, they're paying
register their
for the-
With
camper
the town
Yeah.
or,
wherever, I
Yeah,
don't, it
with
doesn't
some
matter,
town,
with
some
a town in New Hampshire or anywhere.
anywhere, yeah,
If they don't have plates on their camper
okay,
for this year, then they have to pay taxes on it.
okay, all right, okay.
And it's up to CMP to go through each campground and go assess each, it's,
Clean that up.
A lot of work for not too much money.
you're correct. It's
Okay,
very painful.
so you'd like to abate this?
I would love that.
You think it's appropriate?
For a person who's never been to Ashland,
Okay, yes.
You have enough overlay to cover it too.
for the $174.08, I certainly hope so.
Do you want to take care of that now or later?
It's up to you.
So I'm gonna make a motion to abate the taxes on parcel ID 1735 in the tune of $174.08. Do I have a second?
No second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Next parcel, 1007. I have not heard any news, but that particular family typically comes in and makes payments. 679. I have never met that person nor have spoken to them before. 693. They plan to pay that particular lien off and then making a payment plan. That is parcel IDs 1176. Sorry, that was on the last page, but on the next page. Historically pays on the day that they are due. Parcel ID 304. I do not know that family. Parcel ID 532. They and parcel 531, they plan to pay in the next 2 weeks. I've spoken to them. Parcel ID 1461 is on a payment plan. And so is parcel ID 1505. And those are all my parcels.
If they're on a payment plan, does that mean they have to be paid by August?
No. You can, yeah, no.
so the payment plan is to pay the amount that they currently owe. And then going forward, they're expected to pay it when it comes due.
Yes. That is our plan. When I first, took over, the oldest taxes that I had was from 2016. And they are all caught up now and make their payments on time.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. Is this a typical number that we would see a number of
For at this particular period in
Yeah.
time, yes.
Okay.
And it'll drop drastically within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
So I hope that this list goes away very, very quickly. In fact, I hope to not see you anywhere near August 19th. Around. I have, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, the next thing is I have an intent to cut. This is mostly a brush clearing or re-clearing of a cleared area. Yeah, we'll go with that. For parcel 105-027. And so they're clearing it now, and then we will get the final tallies sometime in March, probably.
I'll make a motion that we approve the intent to cut.
We don't need one.
We don't need one?
Not
Okay.
for this.
We just signed
We just sign it.
anywhere.
Just saying that you have received, you've been noticed.
Where's today's?
The 20th.
The next item we have on the agenda is the grant opportunity.
Okay, so,
Thanks, Vic.
Mhm.
Good night.
good night.
Right.
So I've been putting in for grants and trying to find some grant money to help with the buildings and stuff that are under my. And I just heard Thursday from the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation that they are going to give money. It's gonna go to AARA for them to hold, and then they will give it to us when we get the stuff done. And the total amount of the grant is $810,750.
What?
It is for, the town beach, the snack shack. Whole new one. We're gonna get a whole new one because it's in rough shape.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep, they're gonna pay to put in an irrigation system on the field. So it'd be easier instead of hauling the hoses all over the place. We'll have that. And then there's some, money for some renovations to the Booster Club to make it a little bigger downstairs instead of the porch. Go out, so there's room for the kids if it's raining or whatever, and up the kitchen and all that stuff. And they also are going to there's gonna be a fund, an annual grant for $20,000 for maintenance of the improvements. So if it costs more for water for the field, then that'll cover that, or whatever we need it for. So I wanted to make everybody aware of that. They
Nice job. That's
said that we'd have the money in between 1 and 2 months. And the hope is to start, over as soon as the beach is done, the end of August, then we'll start there,
Nice.
take that down, get that going. And probably the field, I mean, we're gonna try and do it between, like, I don't wanna mess up the soccer or baseball for the school. So I'm gonna go talk to them tomorrow and see if we can plan a time for that. And the booster club, I'm gonna talk to the school as well, see if we can keep the after-school program in the cafeteria for whatever we need, or if they can like do the downstairs first and we'll stay upstairs
Yeah.
and switch, just depending on how that goes, but hoping to get that done fairly quickly.
Oh, what was the process to get that grant?
Well, I've talked to these people, these ones are the ones that gave us the 50,000 for the after school and summer camp last year or the year before. And they've kept in touch with me and kind of, what else do you need? They came and met with me and went over and showed them everything, and they took all the notes and went to see where it would fit in to their criteria, and they found it. And
It's awesome.
yes,
So how's the process gonna go? Cause you've got three major different areas, you got the field, that's one thing. Then you got the booster club, it's a building thing. And then with the beach, there. So it's each project gonna be separate project, or put specs together and get bids, or how is this gonna work?
so when I was talking to the charitable foundation, they had me get estimates to tell
Yeah.
them how much it's gonna cost
Okay,
to get those things done. And that's the amount, well, actually, they added 10% on because it's taken them.
so how are you going to, who's managing the different projects? Because
So the money is going to AARA.
right, but okay, they have the money,
Mhm.
but then you got the projects.
Yep,
They have to be spec.
we will get any kind of permits or whatever we need to do.
Who's we?
AARA and myself.
Okay, all right. Before we get really started on this, we have to. The town has to accept this, I guess this is part of what this discussion is, but knowing how this process is gonna work and who's gonna do it is something that would help me. So, you just become comfortable as to what we're doing.
I think, just so I understand what you're asking, I think it's basically, as these projects begin to happen and are planning, that the select would be kept apprised of what's going on with it, or is that?
Well, there's that, and where this is going on town land, so the board needs to kind of approve what's going on there.
Mhm.
They do need to approve because
Yep.
it's on town land. So before it happens, we need to be in on the communication.
And that's why I'm here,
Yeah,
to let you know,
And-
that we got the amount. And at the beach, that whole building's gonna go.
okay. So
Cause
we,
it's,
it's safe, so you see, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this board where before shovel goes in the ground, before, stuff that the board is on, the select board has seen what's planned and what the expected outcome is and gets to prove it because it's on town property kind of thing, kind of. So it's great that we have this nonprofit group, but it's still a town property, so
Mhm.
they can do this, but then the board approves it before the work commences as to what's gonna happen.
Okay, well, we've got, when we,
That's my opinion. I mean, the board can, other people on the board can say what they're, but that's it.
so what I'm looking for over at the beach and what we talked to the contractor before we got the numbers is right now it's has the 3 bathrooms and the snack shack part.
Mhm.
So what I'm looking to do is have the snack shack part still there. And then instead of 3 bathrooms, I wanna do 2, like unisex,
Mhm.
but both handicap accessible. And then have 1 room for the lifeguards' materials that they have in that storage area that's been broken into and the locks broke and all that fun stuff. And if we move that, then we might be able to do some other things in that area. But
So-
anyway, that's what I want for that, plus, uh, pavilion off the end.
Yeah.
Big enough to have like 5 picnic tables under it. So that like storms and stuff, like, cause just last week I had to take camp and bring them into the bathrooms and wait for the bus.
Yeah.
So that way they'll be covered, and so that's what I'm looking to do there. Nothing majorly different, except it's gonna be done the right way with the right material.
So are you gonna be going out to bid, or are you like, how are you doing this with contractors or specs, or, I mean, cause vendors aren't, very good vendors.
We don't have to go out to bid because the town isn't the one doing it. AARA is. You can say, yes, we'll take this money to rebuild that or not.
Mhm.
We already have a contractor, like I did for all of these.
Yeah.
Already had somebody come and give us estimates for them and what needs to be done.
Do we have a layout? I mean, I need to know,
I think I know,
I need,
I think what correct me if I'm wrong, you say,
Plans.
that sounds like a great plan. When that's drawn out, will we be able to see, here's the plan of what it's gonna look like?
before we really start, yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, yes, that's,
I think at the beach, she's absolutely gonna have to have a plan before we start anyway.
Absolutely.
DES is gonna require it.
right, right.
Meeting Friday morning at the beach.
With DES.
No, with the guy that gave me the estimate.
So where does DES come in on this?
Permitting.
I know, but I mean, with the project before we start?
Well, yeah,
Yes. Yeah, you can't touch a shovel down there without
DES.
DES.
Okay.
So, and we've got time. She doesn't close for 6 weeks or 7 weeks.
yeah, and the money is 1 to 2 months out. As well. The irrigation. I mean, we had them, same people that did Memorial Park. We had them come and give us the estimate for that. And Craig and Andrew have already like checked to see, because we're gonna need bigger.
Curb stops.
Yeah, sure.
Valving.
Yeah. So they went down with, when they were finding that out, because they know about it. And I don't know when that will happen yet, because I wanna try and talk to the school and get it around their things
Mhm.
as much as possible. And then the Booster Club will be like the last thing, and we're trying to get somebody to donate their time to do a plan for us, like.
Get a kind of construction architectural.
An architect, yes. So this is me coming to you guys and say, this is what we've been given. These are the projects it's been okayed for. Are we okay with? It's not even accepting the money, because the money's going to AARA. It's letting the projects happen after, I guess.
We do have to have accepted because it's going, it's real
Town
property
property.
going on.
You have to accept not the money, because if the money's not going to us. You have to
accept the value of the assets.
Of
You have to accept
each building,
And it-
yes, that's what I said.
Requirement would require financial reports from AARA.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
The requirements of the grant of it, would be that AARA would file all the financial reports.
Oh, yeah, Yep, and Kendall is here, he can talk.
That if you'd like.
We have already,
The president and vice president of AARA are both present here.
Mhm.
So,
Go ahead, Kendall, why don't you speak?
so like Dan said, $810,000 has been awarded to us. Our charter is to assist the Parks and Rec with stuff. That's what we do. We hold the money and do what you guys want to do with it. Yes, we will make sure that that plan is given to you, showing what it is before we spend the money. Because if you don't want it, then the charitable trust will be happy to take the money back. Which we would rather they didn't do. We have 5-person board and we've been around since 2009.
My one question to all of this is, who's overseeing this? This is town property. Who's gonna oversee this?
The Parks and Rec director and AARA. The Parks and Rec
Wouldn't the
director
town manager be involved in that?
and obviously the town manager, yes.
Mhm.
I thought that goes without saying.
Yeah.
yeah, he's known about it. I gave him all the information and all that stuff.
You good with everything we were just talking about, right?
Yeah, I just need to see the plan and bring it to the
Yep.
board.
Who has the yay or nay power on this or something
The select board
like for it?
Yeah.
For anything to go in
before the construction
before the
starts.
construction
Yeah.
starts?
First of many meetings with you.
Alrighty. We got any more discussion on this?
No, good job getting the grant.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
You need anything else from us tonight, Ian?
No, like I said,
Okay.
Friday is going to be stuff done.
Okay. So the next item we have on the agenda is paving request. Right?
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look over the proposals,
I have.
anybody else?
I sent it to y'all.
You guys have a look at it?
Do I understand it?
All right, so,
It'll be a quiz.
what we're gonna do is, the Albrook is starting to delaminate, so in other words, the last time they paved that, which I have no record of, sheets of it are coming up along, if you have driven on that, you'll see at the very beginning, starting to, big chunks of the, 1-inch pavement are starting to come up, and I just can't hold it together anymore. So we wanna start at Route 3, we're gonna go up Highland Street a little bit on that hill, cause that hill is falling apart as well.
Check over, that's going right?
To the left, up on the hill a little
Okay.
bit,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to the top of that hill, we're gonna grind that whole part of the road. All the way from Route 3 to the intersection. Now, from the intersection towards, Hicks Hill, it's in better condition, it's not all broken up and it's very wet down on the first section, so we're gonna what they call a full depth reclamation. We'll grind it right up and put it right back down on the road, that'll bring it up just a little bit. And we'll grade it, compact it and repave it. Then we'll go from that intersection, we're gonna do just a shim and an overlay on that road. It's gonna be like a base. And we'll just basically shim it to make it even. And then we're gonna get to the dirt section of Albrook, and we're gonna pave from that dirt section to Moo Corners and up to the bridge and over the bridge. It's like 300 or 400 feet over the bridge that the town owns. So up to the town line or the town owned portion of Moo Corners. That'll be the first coat. Next year we'll pave the top coat. I just don't have enough funds this year to do all the top coat as well. And that happens a lot in other towns. We'll put a base on and then the next year we'll put a top coat on.
Let it wear in and settle in.
It's a top coat wearing course, whatever you want to call it. It's an inch of pavement.
Yeah.
That'll be much cheaper next year just to run that across. But to do that whole project with the asphalt prices, it's just getting too expensive to pay length of road nowadays with just $150,000, so. Went through a bunch of renditions with the contractor, we ended up with this one here. So we have, you know, $241,000 in the capital reserve. That's with this year's, what's gonna go into this year's funding. So we have money to do it. It's probably the worst road in town right now. Any questions on what we're,
I got a couple of questions.
yeah, go ahead, Steve.
One of them is, so the total amount that you would be spending on these proposed changes is how much?
Well, the whole project is $156,942
And
this year.
And is any of that money coming out of the budget as opposed to coming out of capital reserve?
No, it's all capital.
So, I mean, and I don't wanna get into this real deep right now, but obviously with the CIP, the capital reserves are designed to save money for future projects.
Yep.
So I know that it sounds like the CIP hasn't been done in a while, so it sounds like we're just using the money that's in the capital reserves to do what we think should be done this year, as opposed to having those funds designated for certain projects. Is that accurate?
That's right. I mean, we've always always put in either 100, 125 or 150. This year we put 150 in capital reserve.
Right.
But road paving this year. So that capital reserve that you voted on during the vote was for paving for this year. It's what I usually try to save money. Like I usually try to spend 100 and put 25 grand, 50 grand in the bank to have future projects so we can build a bank. But with the cost, it's just, I can't do it anymore. Didn't do it last year and I didn't do it this year.
So I guess the part that I'm concerned about is, as we do, you obviously know about CIP, but the money that we're supposed to be putting in there should be for a project we might need to do in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, so that we're putting enough in each year so that when we have to do that project,
We're saving for it.
we'll have paid for it ahead of time and won't have to take loans out on it. It sounds like this is not at you. It just it sounds like the way we've been doing it. It almost sounds like instead of putting the money in the budget for the year for what we needed to do in the year for paving, we're just taking the capital reserve monies and using that kind of like as a.
And we've never budgeted for paving.
It's in the checkbook, so yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Instead of funding it and then doing capital reserve, and you should be doing both.
But that's the way you've been doing it right along.
That's the way we've been doing it ever since you.
Your CIP is gonna be a big change.
It will be, because, then we're gonna look at what are the costs gonna be in
You're gonna,
5, 10 years, and how much do we have to save to get there?
right, you're gonna name your project and then the money starts.
Right, and so if we know that there's gonna be road repairs that have to be done next year,
Yep.
those may end up being, let's put that in the budget, because we know we're gonna have to use that
I
this
can
year.
easily get you a number of the,
Yeah,
for next year and
Right,
say, this is what I plan, for next year and put it in the budget, but we just never have done that.
have we had any kind of a road survey done where an independent group comes in and kind of
Yeah,
evaluates?
in 2016, we did a road service management plan. Of course, it's from 2016.
How much of was it followed and for,
Yeah, we did for the first 5 years, but as you know, things,
and if that's that, and then there's 5 years.
yeah, after about 5 years, everything changes.
Yeah.
So,
And to be quite honest, when they did it, there was a bunch of college interns that did it.
yeah, okay.
That just,
Yeah.
they walked around and
You need an engineer.
it's probably better off if we're gonna do that to hire an engineer.
100%, I agree. Yeah.
That could actually do,
So
boring
it sounds like that's probably something where
things
We
like
need
you
that.
would have
We
happened.
need to budget for
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
to get a
Or get a
real,
grant.
you wanna do a couple borings here and there, I mean,
Yeah.
100 feet or whatever, and figure it out.
And look at like roads and culverts and all the different.
Yeah,
pieces
when we
that
did it last time, we did it through the LRPC.
Yeah.
And they hire a bunch of college interns.
And that may or may not be the best route to use.
And they look,
Yeah.
take pictures and give their assessment. There's no engineering. I mean, these are future engineers,
But
but
they're
they're
not
not
engineers.
engineers.
They don't have.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
So I guess my point in all that is, I guess we should just be somewhat cautious about how much we take out of capital reserves, knowing that there's what we have left, the less we have left, the more we're gonna have to try to put in prioritize going forward, so.
Yeah, I mean, but if you wait, we'll be behind I mean, we're already, you can never
Already
keep
behind.
up with paving.
So basically, do you agree that those are, no,
Yeah,
understood.
just,
Do you agree that those are,
There's a lot
budget-
of roads in need.
but are you in agreement with that?
Well, yeah, there's sections of it that are, like you said. I'm not a road expert either, so.
yeah. Well, you're welcome to table it, take a look with me. We can meet anybody and meet you guys out there and
Albrook is in some rough shape, I drive.
it is. Steve drives it a lot. He can tell you.
Couple times.
Yeah,
Just a couple?
it's up to you guys. I can meet with you guys individually and make a decision next meeting.
I mean, what's everybody else's opinion? I'm
So-
just asking questions. So,
Craig, what's it gonna cost us to pave from the end of the pavement down to Moose Corner?
Oh, that's in the quota.
The dirt section, right?
Yeah, the dirt
Yeah.
section.
It wasn't at 4.
Yeah, it's
I think it was under
it
4.
might be for, yeah, it's from the end of payment, yeah, section 4, it's only $35,000 roughly to do that, just the dirt section, yeah.
When was this gonna happen? You don't have. a schedule.
I have to, if you gave me the authority tonight, I'd have to I still gotta replace 3-4 culverts. So we're looking probably August, end of August,
Early September, yeah.
before we would be ready, and the paving company would be ready anyway.
So we're working on a study that's 10 years old. I'm definitely in favor of paving the dirt portion. But before we pave anything else, I think we need to get the study done. I think we need to put the money. We need to fix the roads that need to be fixed first, and we don't know what they are. That's where I'm at.
What road do you think's worse than that one? I mean, do you know?
I know North Ashland Road's got places where it's falling apart.
Well, we can fix that.
Yeah, like you did the last time with
Yeah.
tar and stone. That didn't work.
It was, we crowned it and put asphalt in.
I would rather get the study. I'd rather do the dirt road, get the study done. And then once that's done, we know where we can spend our money to our benefit.
How much is the study?
I have no clue,
but
but it's got to be done.
it's gotta be done, so let's
Yeah.
maybe
I know, I do. Yeah.
put an RFP out there to get it done. Get the study done. So, yeah, I
But
don't know
he,
if it can
he
be-
needs, Craig needs an answer tonight about what we're going to do. What are we going to allow him to do?
what's everybody else's opinions? And what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know what road needs it the most. But this is all one section, like they're together. You wanna fix already paved going into the dirt section. Right?
Yeah, in my opinion, that's the worst road. The second worst road in town is probably Sanborn Road. And then we're gonna hold off on all the roads up by the Highland Street, because we're gonna do the engineering on that. That's all gonna be dug up anyway.
What about that one?
Tell you, I think Albrook
That
Road
lady.
is probably the worst because it's delaminated. I don't know. North Ashland Road, there are sections, Andy's right, that need to be addressed. I think we could do some repairs on, but it's up to you guys. I'll
Well,
hold off.
you've got a couple of sections where the road's sloughing away up there. I know Sanborn Road has got the same problem.
Yep, it does.
That's why I want to get,
I mean, to
the study done.
It's gonna cost.
oh, I know.
$600,000 or $800,000.
We're gonna have to hopscotch it. I understand that. But I want an engineer to tell
I
us
don't think you can
what we need
hopscotch
to
that
do.
road. I think we would bond it, get that done.
But you made
I
it.
mean, if you bond North Ashland Road, you're gonna get the road done. You're gonna put the guardrails in and all that stuff. Do it all at once.
That's not happening.
You know, get the guardrails fixed. They're in terrible shape. Andy knows that.
I've seen more than one car off the road down
Yeah,
there.
I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to get done. We might have a casino going in. Who knows if that'll happen? I don't wanna pave a road like that if they're gonna dig it up.
Right.
And to
Yeah.
put water and sewer out there.
Mhm.
But I still wanna know where the engineer thinks we better spend our money. I don't wanna be throwing money away.
Well, either way, they all need to be fixed, correct?
Correct.
So,
Just the order.
right,
It's the order. I want to establish the order.
Before we do anything.
No, I'm fully with Craig. The dirt road gets done. We should get all the dirt roads done. But
but doesn't it make sense to do the dirt road and what's connected to it at the
This
same
is-
time?
this isn't connected to it though. There's a gap, what? A mile?
What's that?
You said you were going from
We're
Route
gonna
3.
It's gonna be a continuous pave job all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Oh, so you are paving the whole thing? You're
Mhm.
grinding that whole area up?
From end of Route 3 to
It's a
the
mess.
intersection to up the hill will be ground. The
Okay,
rest of it will be shimmed and overlaid. So we'll be fixing that part of the road and the base coat, and then everything next year will get topped. The wearing course on it.
So if you're already,
and
just-
in the meantime, we've got roads that are getting worse and worse, like Sanborn Road.
Yeah.
Like North Ashland Road. If you're spending all that money out there, you got nothing left to spend anywhere else.
Right, but
I
think
wanna
we're
know
lucky
that
we
we're
get the
doing the
money.
right thing.
originally you guys put in for $30,000 to front that road, for my capital reserve.
We didn't put in for that.
Somebody put $30,000 in, I'm not sure who.
Well,
But we
there's a
luckily
lot of
got-
speculation over who did it, but it doesn't matter.
So
You got $150,000.
I don't.
What do we
care
wanna
pay.
do, folks?
You guys wanna.
Ron, what-
what we can.
As a town manager, what's your position?
With his plan.
Sure, that's the.
So you're the town manager.
Right, yeah.
You know, there are sections that do, there are some intermediate sections and the hopscotch isn't money well spent either,
No,
You guys can table it and think about it, and I'll meet with you guys and show you if you want.
Well, if you,
That's fine. I'm
you wanna
happy
meet
to
with
do
them
that.
and drive it.
I don't
I
think
have a
any
few
of us
times.
are experts
Brooklyn
on this.
Yeah.
I never traveled that road. I think the only time I've been on is with you.
Yeah, I have traveled that road, but it's like, okay, but I don't know what the other roads look like, so. And I agree with you having an assessment of all the roads to get a plan, but meanwhile, do we wanna do something? I mean,
You
but
guys
this
want-
money was put to paving, not to get somebody to go and engineer.
Right.
That's what the people
no,
in
the
the
money
town
was put
voted
in,
to.
the money was put in the capital reserve fund. With no
For-
set home, with nothing set. It was
Right.
put in for roads and bridges. Part of roads and bridges is getting the assessment. So let's table this for tonight. If you guys wanna meet with Craig, meet with him and we'll get back to it next week, next meeting. Is that okay with everybody?
Do it one or two at a time so it doesn't constitute a meeting.
Yeah,
If three
exactly.
of you go, we gotta notice it and everything.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I'm happy to do that, yeah.
can we get a list of what roads you're looking at, just, I don't know.
Well, you've got that map there
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
Future-
just take a drive around town.
Yeah, I'll do
you
that.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll tell you, it's Sanborn Road.
Okay.
That's the next worst one. North Ashland Road is, Andy's right, it's getting to the point where we need to address it, but I think that's a big project we need to talk about.
Right,
Greg,
and
what's the A priority for you out of these things, pieces you asked for, what's the A priority?
Well, I think it's all Brook Road. I mean, it beats the crap out of our plows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's starting to come up with, every year in the spring, you see pieces of pavement off to the ditch line and we're literally plowing it up in that first section. I can I'll meet with you and show you and,
Let's pass this
talk
around.
about it.
but I-
Ultimately, if you wanna save it a year, we can save it, that's fine. I don't care if we don't wanna pave it.
But I also understand the comment on Ashland Road, there are issues with Ashland Road, but we
Well,
have.
that's a long-
Sanborn
I
Road,
know, but just talk about,
North Ashland Road is a lot of traffic on.
right, but there is discussion of the potential of the developer putting in.
Casino.
Putting in sewage and
That's-
water, and so that will just rip it all up, so it'd be really
Most of the
unfortunate.
worst sections is beyond that developer.
So
And
these are
what's
things,
holding us.
these are things that, okay,
Yeah, it is.
so I guess we're
Sounds
looking,
like we should wait till the next
and
meeting.
we need a solid recommendation based on some knowledge on our part.
Well, we definitely need to decide at the next meeting, so Craig can do what he's gotta do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't wanna delay a decision too long, cause
No.
they'll miss
No.
this opportunity
Right,
to
yes, yeah.
book.
We'll do it next meeting.
Will that work from a time standpoint for you?
Yeah. it's
Craig?
August
August
3rd.
Well, what do you?
If we decide at the next meeting,
Yeah, no, that's
That'll work.
fine. You need me to do anything other than meet with you before that, or
Send
any other information you?
send a copy of the roads plan that you have, Craig.
Right, so
Yeah,
we
I
can
can-
drive
Yeah.
the roads, become a
Right.
little, just
Okay.
educate ourselves.
Yeah.
and I'll be in touch with you just to kind of
Okay,
better
If
understand
you
it.
can mark that up or make a list of what's been done. Cause,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, cause that plan hasn't,
yeah, I'll get that to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll help them.
Okay, second quarter financial review.
Yeah, this will be hopefully kind of a quickie here, just like I did for the first quarter, I picked each. So general fund, this is second quarter, end of second quarter. So under general government, should be at 50% for the year, we're at 44.64. Registration vital statistic at 43.24. Financial administration is over by, it's at 55.59. Reevaluation of property, that's up 69.62. I think there may have been a coding issue there. I'll get with Marissa on that. Legal expense. We're over a tune of $13,459.56. I asked Marissa about this. All the legals getting coded against that line. There was a warrant article that was passed for the 100,000, so there'll be one journal adjustment at the end of the year.
Okay.
To clean that line up rather than piecemealing it and seeing the up and down, I'd rather just overspend it now.
But we know that money's there.
We get the 100,000 that's coming out of unreserved fund balance that was approved by the voters, so that'll clean that line up at the very end of the year to close it out to the auditor.
Okay.
Just in case, someone says, oh my God, we do have a lot of legal going on. Insurances, personal administration, that's at 43.65. Planning zoning is down 24.25. General government and buildings, 34.92. Again, 50% is the mid-year. Insurances, a lot of these insurances, it's one payment a year. So as the year goes on, right now it's showing that we're at 98.90. It's all been paid for the year. So as we get to the end, that'll look better. Other government, that was a miscoding. Public safety police. They're actually doing quite well. They're at 43.95. Now, if you remember the incident in
Mhm.
town there, and there was a lot of overtime. They actually controlled that very well. So kudos to them. You know, obviously the overtime line will probably end up going over by the end of the year. But right now they're doing good. Police detail, that's 0. Ambulance,
Ooh,
13.77, but the last bill that we just received has not been put against that yet. It's got that.
So what does that look like for the year? Projecting for the year?
It's gonna be interesting at the end. I think we're gonna go over.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know by how much yet. You know, we'll know in the third quarter where we stand. You know, usually the summer there's a lot of runs in the summer with the tourism and everything. But we also had that increase that kicked in July 1.
Yes,
So
yes.
last year, second quarter's bill was 39,000, something like that. If we had the same amount of calls, it'd be closer to 50,000 for the third quarter. We'll probably have more calls than that. Fire department's a little bit over, but they're a little over.
because of,
Well, there was some salary increases for the per diems. Well, not just the per diems, but they did pay increases for the firefighters and everything.
we didn't know that when the budget was put together, is that how that was?
Right. Yep. But that, you know, their calls are a moving target.
Yeah,
Can't predict
I get
them.
that, yeah.
You know, they may actually, I think the chief has been providing, he's had quite a few calls first and second quarter of this year so far. All right. Highway and streets, 48.9. The administration. And then highway and streets, that's, you know, street improvements, you know, a lot of what Craig does. He's up a little bit there, but a portion of that was the extended winter and the amount of storms we had. He went over on his salt budget there. Solid waste, we're at 44.66. Health administration, 48.26. Pest control, 0. S, I guess. Welfare, doing very good there. We're only at 37.96 the budget. Out of a $14,000 budget, $25,000 budget, I guess. Parks and Recreation, Ann's doing a good job there, 43.36. Parks and Rec beaches, not everything's been coded against that yet. You're only at 8.39. It'll be higher.
Mhm.
After school program, 47.06. Good job there. Memorial Park, that's just the electricity. Library, basically their wages, 51.94. So get to the bottom line. Overall, we are at 41.85%. They're doing good.
Yep. Are there any lines there that you have concerns about looking over the next
Well,
6 months?
I've got a list. Sometimes there's an occasional miscoding. Somebody putting the wrong line and then it'll skew.
Right, but is there anything that you say, man, we're probably gonna be overspending this one by the time we get to the end of the year?
Salt.
Yeah, yeah, understood.
We
Yeah.
can't hold
Can't
off.
control that
We
one.
can't hold off winter. So, and
No.
that's
But other than that,
no, everything seems to be in line pretty good.
great.
Sewer. Andrew doesn't generally spend a lot. That one, the numbers aren't accurate because the bonds hit the lines and we're waiting for get back. So I can't give you a true percentage on that because you'll notice that he spent 91.34% of the budget. It's because we paid out on one of the projects, 522,000. So it hits that line, then we get reimbursed that money and then it zeroes out. So. That's that one, and then the water fund, similar with the water fund, we've, projects there, engineering and everything going on. But, he's definitely more than 19.91% for the year. We got a reimbursement ahead of the expenditure, so
Oh,
that
okay.
hit, so. Then the electric, that's the one everybody wants to know about, right? Electric's doing very good, so under electric administration, the bottom line, they're at 45.62%. We did, just so everybody knows, we did just get in the mail from Eversource, they are raising the wheeling fees for all the power that we have to pay a wheeling fee for all the power we buy and redistribute. They're going up almost 10%. Same as New Hampshire Electric Co-op's going, I'm a co-op customer in Lincoln, and we get the notice that they're going up almost that amount. It's the wheeling fees.
How are our revenues looking from the standpoint of electric and septic receiving?
So the septic, I really can't because the budget's askew with the bonds and stuff, but electric revenue, that's falling. We year to date, $1,617,980. And there's a couple of things that need to get cleared up, but we're about even with the electric.
Okay,
Of course, we just got tax monies in, so we're sitting pretty flush with the general fund. Sewer fund, they're doing pretty well with the septic receiving. Thought I had it. Sewer user fees so far year to date, $371,195 just in sewer user charges. Now sewer user is $93,992, but the septic receiving is $277,202 for a grand total of $371,195.08. So
how does that compare to last year, do you know?
I didn't print that off.
That's fine.
It steadily climbs during the summer because
That's what I mean, yeah.
and then, once you get closer to the cold weather, that's when the septic receiving really drops off.
Hard to dig up.
The first quarter, if you remember right, there wasn't a lot of income in septic receiving
Right.
because January, February, March.
Yeah.
But then April, May, June, it really starts ramping up. And I'm sure if you go to the transfer station, generally meet one of those trucks running the road. And so,
And water and sewer is doing asset management.
yep,
And then we'll.
all departments there.
So did we have a meeting? Was it today?
There was another one today, but all the department heads were busy in projects and stuff. But Marissa and Andrew were there.
Okay.
And there's another one that's, I think, scheduled for next week.
And
Oh,
then-
you're thinking the kickoff meeting was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I thought she said Monday there was a meeting with department heads where asset managers was gonna kind of talk about what some
Yeah,
of the
we had
needs
that
were.
meeting and then there was a follow-up today, but everybody was busy. There was electrical problems and Craig was busy on another project. So
What's the timeline on that?
by the end of the year,
Okay, good.
I think we pretty much gave it 3 months or
Yep.
4 months.
There's
There's a lot to input.
there is, but that's a very worthwhile project.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Craig, I think, has the most, don't you, Craig?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the electric department does too, with all the transformers and everything.
Yeah,
So
Poles, transformers, and.
Yeah. that's gonna be good to have all that in there. And then actually in Craig's department on vehicle maintenance and everything, all those records gonna be electronic instead of paper form and everything.
And now will that include a maintenance management plan as well?
I think they,
Yeah,
can, that's another module.
Yeah, because that
that's a huge thing, but
Yeah.
you've gotta have the assets there first before you can,
Yeah, you gotta
We're
walk,
gonna
you,
print it,
you
so
gotta crawl before you
you gotta
walk.
get that in, but it's huge.
Yeah.
The battery thing, it's just.
Oh, yeah, the
It's just, it's
substation,
just one of
yeah.
those things, it's.
Yeah.
Batteries on the transformer.
Does water and sewer have the maintenance piece of it in their plan?
They've been doing asset management for a while, I
I think-
believe.
Yeah, so I think their maintenance piece is already built into it.
Yeah, I think so. One other thing is, tomorrow morning, Craig and, myself and the electric department are gonna meet down at the substation with, Icy Reed to go over the layout for the new, switch gears and all the work that needs to be done. So that's gonna start ramping up.
Somebody told me about that, cause I have it in my
Yeah,
schedule,
I told you about that.
so I'm invited.
Yep.
Okay,
It's kind of the kickoff and, all the plans are signed by the engineer, so it's happening
so it says electric substation, exactly where is that?
right out behind us.
Okay,
Yep,
I'll be there.
awesome.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, we gotta go back and do the approval of minutes. We have minutes for Monday, June 15th. I'll need a motion on those.
I move,
I have a motion to approve. Anybody else?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve as written. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next meeting minutes we have are July 6th. Do I have a motion on those?
I'll make a motion to approve them.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any old business tonight? Do we have any selectmen items?
Yeah, I had a couple of things.
Yep.
One of them is I just want to kind of give you an update of what we've done and where we're going with the economic development group. Right now, we're working on the economic development master plan piece of the master plan. And we've had a couple of meetings on that, and we've, as you know, we've already done all the rules and procedures, and those are now online. And we've got different groups working on different pieces of the master plan portion. And we're gonna do an extra meeting above and beyond our regular ones to try to get that tied up so we can get it to the planning board in a timely fashion. And just so one of the pieces that we put in that were, what are the main goals that we as an economic development group want to accomplish over the next year? And everything that we've read and understand, we want to keep that to achievable goals that can be done in the next year. And then once we have these goals down, we're going to put them on a Excel spreadsheet as to when we started, who's responsible for it, and review it on a routine basis to make sure that we accomplish each of those goals. And just so you have the information, these are the goals that we, as a group, came up with and will be part of the master plan. And I won't go through every detail of it, but there's basically one is to, and we've talked about this before, we're creating a property map for commercial, industrial, and town-owned properties so that we have all of that and all the appropriate information for those on an Excel spreadsheet, and then get those put into our GIS system so that we can pull up all of those properties on a map, take a look at them, and look at any details that we want on them, so that as we're looking at economic development, we'll have a clear picture of what's available, what properties are available. And we'll have those, no matter who they're owned by, if they're zoned in any of those ways, then they'll show up on that. And I know as a whole select board, we're working with a marketing group to put together a marketing plan on how to market Ashland. And from the economic development group, we're approaching that from our perspective. And some of the key things that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a SWOT analysis to kind of identify opportunities and threats and that kind of stuff. Develop some key marketing points to communicate, define the target audience and the communication vehicles to use, and update our section of the website and social media as appropriate. Another one that everyone wanted to approach was working on the town physical appearance as far as everything from the landscaping to, just the pride and when someone goes through Ashland, really make an impression. And so, and different people are assigned different tasks. Jenny, I think you're on that one, right, with Bonnie? So we'll be defining the key areas of focus, creating a working group with an outside, collaborate with whatever departments or groups from the outside that it might make sense to collaborate with. And then execute the plan, and then develop a relationship with existing business community. We're gonna schedule a meet and greet with all the business owners after the summer, probably September, October. We're gonna do kind of like a SWOT with them as well, to get their input as to what are we doing right as a town? What things could we do differently to help businesses in town? And then we'll develop a routine meeting schedule with them. So maybe we meet with them once a quarter or something like that to make sure that we're on track and follow up with anything that they come to us with. And then as we do these, we're gonna put those on a project worksheet so that we can track it and make sure it's not something you just put on a piece of paper and put on a shelf. It'll be a working document that we review on a continual basis. One of the other things that came up at one of our meetings, and I don't know if as a board we're interested in doing this or not, is in the master plan, there isn't anything within the master plan that the select board has. And I kind of researched some of the other towns, and other towns do have, it's kind of like, what are the 4 or 5 key goals that you want to accomplish as a select board over the next year or two? And you basically decide what those goals are, and similarly that I just said, you just kind of put together an implementation schedule. How are we gonna get it done? Is it gonna take 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, just so that we've got some main things that we want to keep track of that fall within the purview of select board responsibilities. So I guess one question is that something that we want to pursue? Thoughts?
I think we should.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then what I'll do, if it's okay with everybody, is at the next meeting, I'll put together examples of what some of the other towns that have done it are, and then we can kind of take that, and then I'm sure in everybody's minds, there's certain things you think of, that these are priorities, but this will kind of give us like a template to be able to use where it's been used in other places. Let's see. And also, John Havel and I are gonna work on the different steps in looking at an impact fee. So that, and when we get to a certain stage on that, we'll bring it to the board for everybody's opinion on it, and if we want to pursue it. And the only other question I had is anything further on the cell tower contracts?
Haven't heard back from them.
Okay.
And after that meeting, the next day I sent an email out and they haven't responded back yet.
Interesting.
Mm.
Is there any way of increasing cell phone coverage in the town?
Taller tower.
Cause
I don't know.
there's,
They can't go any taller.
Yeah.
there's,
They have to put
Between-
lights on it and they're not willing to do that.
between us and Holderness, I mean, there's just dead spots, really dead spots.
Topography is knocking it down.
Yeah.
Holderness
Get 'em
was,
to put one on Hicks Hill.
Holderness was gonna put one up off of 175 someplace, but I don't know where that went. It went down.
Never happened.
Yeah.
We have a tower repeater up there for our radios. It would be a great spot. It would taken, all that
Yeah.
section.
Yeah,
We own the land, I don't know if we own the land, but we at least have an agreement to have our tower up there.
is any of, Krista, maybe there's just not, they don't think there's enough payback or, I don't know, it's kind of I would think for safety issue, it's like,
It is, the PD has we have no coverage out there at all either.
right, yeah, there's no coverage on the lake, there's no coverage.
But that would, I think would go over,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
One other thing I'm just looking into is, we talked about, I brought up at one of the previous meetings is, and I think somebody from the audience brought it up at our last economic development meeting, it was in regards to assessed values and the assessed value of the town and how those compare across all the different properties. And I did a little bit of research on different factors that are used to do that. And I'm not gonna get into details, but I learned quite a bit about it. And I'm going to see what this certain averages that you use. There's like 2 or 3 different key ways to do the measurement, and the state has how every town is currently rated and a history of it over the last few years. So I'm gonna take a look at what ours is to see if we're like within the guidelines of where we should be based on the state's
Rated on
recommendations.
how good our assessments are.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's based on a few things.
It's
One of
quite
them is
complex.
what percentage of market value are you at? And they literally range from 68% to 110%. And the guidelines is to have it between 90 and 110.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna look at where are we at, and then there's another one to tell, does it look like it's assessed fairly across all properties? And when I do a little bit more on that, I'll bring whatever I find.
Our next reval is what, 90, I don't know, 28?
Yeah, I
It
think.
was out, so our last reval was at 23, 24.
It's every 5 years, so 28.
Okay, so it was 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ron, I have a question for you. What's the latest on the Winona Road water project? Have we heard a start date or anything?
No, actually, it's gonna be a meeting scheduled with Grenice, the one that the contract was awarded to. Underwood's scheduling that. I think that's gonna be in the next week or two.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, well, we've got to do the formal signing of the contract and everything, and then.
Right.
Then actually, I've spoken with New Hampshire, District 3. They need some more details. I had Underwood send them what they needed, and they're gonna issue the permit. And it's gonna happen this summer.
So I have one other selectman item. It's a letter of appreciation for John Thomas. John Thomas has served on a couple of boards. He has been in the background in a lot of things in town. We would like to give him a letter of appreciation. I'll pass it around so you all can see it. And I'll make a motion that we sign this and present it.
I certainly second that.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Sign it?
Just go ahead and sign it. Yeah. All set?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have any public comment tonight?
Good work.
I'm gonna make a motion that we go into non-public session, RSA 91-A. Semicolon 3, section C and E. Legal and reputation. Have a good night, all.
You as well.